What do you think about the US? Do you think it's going to make it out of this nosedive?
Well, unless the people stand up. I mean, they've done so much damage now with the supply chain, and they've done so much damage with what they've done to Russia with this freezing of its assets, which is kind of pretty drastic. I mean, the US dollar being the world reserve currency and locking a country out because you're having a squabble with it, this causes the entire world to lose confidence in the world reserve currency. So it's kind of like, social crediting, you know what I mean? Russia's been a bad boy, they're saying bad things, so we're not going to let them spend any money. Doing this to the world reserve currency causes the world to lose confidence in the world reserve currency, so they'll change over to something else. And if the United States is in so much debt, like literally trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt, which has all been done by design. The United States is in so much debt that if people were to default, and people would demand payment, they could sell the entire country off as minerals and resources and sell every single person in the country off into slavery, and they still wouldn't make enough money to pay off the interest on their debt. That's how big the debt is. So the debt can never, ever be repaid. So the United States, basically, the corporation of the United States has to be dissolved in bankruptcy and a new corporation has to be formed, basically, is when you look at it realistically. How do you do that? How do you bring down the United States when everybody's armed? Well, you remove the lifestyle. They enjoy quite a high lifestyle, high standard of living. The only reason they can enjoy that standard of living, having the enormous debt they've got, is because the United States dollar is the world reserve currency. So what they've done with Russia and do all this stuff, they've caused the entire world to lose faith in the world reserve currency. So you never locked anybody out of the world reserve currency for any reason ever before in the history of currency. So this has been done so that the world will lose confidence in that currency. So that will be removed and there'll be a new world reserve currency. And when that happens, the entire lifestyle in the United States is going to implode. You're going to have Venezuela type inflation. You're going to have people going down the shop with wheelbarrows full of $100 bills to buy a loaf of bread. It's going to be ridiculous. The money's going to be worth nothing. So when that happens, I mean, what are you going to do with all your guns? Are you going to eat all your bullets? You know, they've kind of destroyed the industry. They've destroyed the food chain. They're burning food factories. They're basically pulling the rug out from underneath the United States. If those people don't rise up soon and reclaim their country and get these supply chains back up and running, then it's going to be heading for mass starvation across most of the United States. That's the way it's going to go.
Do you know the years and the dates of when the global reserve changed in the world? Do you want me to read them out to you?
Sure.
Between 1450 and 1525, Portugal had the global reserve. They had it for 75 years. Then there was a war, and then Spain had it from 1525 to 1635. They had it for 110 years. There was another war. Then the Netherlands had it between 1635 and 1710. They had it for 75 years. Then there was a war. Then France had it between 1710 and 1815. They had it for 105 years. Then there was a war. Then the UK got it between 1815 and 1925. The UK had it for 110 years. And then there was a war. And then the US had it. And they've had it from 1925 to current day. So historically, they're right in the window for a global reserve change.
But no, that's really interesting. That's a really interesting set of dates that you've just read off there. I've been saying, like, for 10 years, that's the way they're going to bring down the United States, is to remove its status as the world reserve currency, because it's the only way you can bring the United States down.